Hey everyone, and welcome to IsmsByJBM. Happy Halloween! Tonight we're going to be doing a Halloween design inspired by Freddy Krueger. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in, and for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So I stripped my entire hand, which was really sad to do, and I put down a nail dehydrator and acid-free primer, and I'm going to be using a 3 nail form extension. I got my Mia Secret nail forms, and I am stacking them on top of each other to make the longest nail I've ever done. So peeling this off, I'm just going to split this at the end here to fit my finger inside, and I'm going to pinch the end, and I want this to be super pinched. I'm going to be recreating Freddy Krueger's claws. So I was trying to figure out how I would do this. There's so many ways I could have done this, but tonight I'm going to show you my take on Freddy Krueger's hand. And I'm using those extra circle pieces left over to kind of put this on the underside. It strengthens the nail form a bit. And I'm going to pinch each side together. But I'm going to make sure I leave a nice tapered tube going down these nail forms. Look, you guys, this thing is so long, I can't fit it in frame, and I have to be honest with you, and I pre-apologize. These nails were so long that most of my efforts in doing this design today are going to be out of frame. So I tried to salvage as much of the video as I could. So hopefully I'll be able to show almost every step that I did to create these nails. The end result came out super fabulous, but it just was so painstaking. This thing took like 4 hours. It was a lot of filing, and it was so unfortunate that I'm mostly out of frame. So, but I was planning on this since like less than a year ago. It came to mind and I wanted to do this because I am a super Freddy Krueger fan, always and forever, even when I was little. So I definitely wanted to show you how I did this. And you know what? Because this took 4 hours, I am going to wear these nails a week long. So if you would like for me to perform any appropriately weird stuff or normal stuff or everyday stuff with these nails, leave a comment below. I'll make a short and post it. I've done something like this before with long nails, but this is 3 nail forms stacked on top of each other. So again, I'm just pinching the ends together, trying to make this all nice and straight. That's what's going to make this design. If it's any crooked, you'll be able to tell because this is a super long nail. There's no hiding it. Okay, so after I get this nice and snug on my nail, around my nail, I'm going to take, it doesn't matter what brand of polygel I used. I'm going to leave in the link in the description box below. But you want to use a not so firm but not so goopy polygel, because if it's too firm, the brush movements that you use to try to pat it down and put it in place will constantly move this nail form. So I wouldn't suggest that. Now, if you use a too goopy polygel, it's going to run everywhere, it's going to level off everywhere, and you don't have time to catch it or chase it around because it's a super long nail. So once you figure out one end of the nail, another part's going to be drooping. So you want to pick an in-between polygel that is easy to work with but will hold its shape decently. So I also chose a pigmented polygel. This is like a gray. It's supposed to be like a gray, I guess. You can use like a gray or white, or you can try black, because I'm gonna put a chrome powder over it. And when you put a chrome powder over a white, it shines like it's a bright chrome. If you put it over a gray, maybe it's a little muddled. And then I think if you put it over a black, it's still chrome, but it's that darker shade of chrome, like an automobile chrome. So it all matters with your preference. I know Freddy Krueger had been around forever, so his claws are probably rusty and old, but I'm gonna put on some new claws on this guy. So I'm going with the white, lighter shade background, so that when I put the chrome powder on there, it's gonna bling bling from afar. So after I put down the first layer, I'm gonna put down another one. The first one was just to like lay down pretty much what the nail is going to be, and it kind of adheres the nail form to your nail. And the second layer is going to be more for structure. So you just have to know your polygel well enough to decipher or to decide whether or not you want to make this a thick nail or thin nail. I believe I can get away with it somewhere in between. So I'm just going to put 2 coats of this, but as you see, the second coat's a little hefty. And this is just to make sure that when I'm filing, it's not a flimsy nail that will bend or break. And this was probably borderline bend. This polygel isn't as stiff when it cures, so that's also something to consider. I wanted to use my Gelish polygel, but one, I don't want to waste that gel on this design. I love that polygel and I like to use it for special things. But that polygel, when it cures, it's super stiff. So, but that's fine. I'll use this one. So after curing that, make sure it's cured maybe a minute, 2 minutes. 2.5 minutes. You gotta make sure that underside is nice and cured. But see, I'm just peeling this off, and this is what the nail looks like. Look how long, crazy long. And I'm going to cure it again just to make sure. So just so that I show you, I'm going to show you how I stack these nail forms. So I have my Mia Secret nail forms, and I'm going to peel one off right here. And you don't have to remove everything, just keep that first one there. And I'm going to line up this bottom part of the circle towards the red, and I'm going to like hit it at the last line at the end of the Mia Secret form. And I'm going to use the lines to make sure it's lined up and straight. And I'm just going to press this down, make sure it's nice and secure. And that's pretty much it. And you can tell if you are doing this straight is if all the lines lines up. The perforated line to rip the nail form, I'm also using as a middle line to make sure that the nail form is straight. So try to be inventful and use, what you have on your nail forms to figure out where center is center. And again, just doing this one more time. And then again, we're just going to peel this whole thing off, and we're going to put those circles in the backing to stiffen up the nail form. So I did that a bunch of times, obviously until I did 4 fingers. But after I did a bunch of filing, I'm moving on. I'm using a Sally Henson Spice Aged color for their Miracle Gel collection. And I put on one thin coat, and right away just put on a second coat of this. You don't necessarily have to wait for these to fully dry if you put a super thin coat to begin with. So while I'm letting that dry, I'm going to move on to my index finger, and I'm just taking some clear tape, and I'm going to tape off a skinny strip right down the middle of the nail. And we're going to chrome powder that stripe. It's going to be, I want to create an illusion like it's blades. like Freddy Krueger has. So rather than have the whole nail chromed out, like that's not much of a design there, you just chromed out long nails, that's no fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to black out the edges of this blade so that, you know, I mean, you can still see the nail there, but let's say you put it against a dark background or just a quick glance at night, you would think that these are blades coming out of my fingers and not just, you know, these striped nails. You'll see what I'm talking about as I do this, but yeah, I wanted to do it this way because it just seems a little bit more realistic for a blade to be straight and thin as opposed to these nails tapering off. And then towards the base of the nail, I'm going to kind of paint the glove part of this so it looks like its blades coming out of the glove, if that makes any sense. If you're watching this far, thank you so much for tuning in. Go ahead and click that like button. It really helps my channel out and I greatly appreciate your support. So I'm using a Nail Couture Shiny and I'm going to paint down this taped off nail. And before I cure that, I'm going to remove the tape and I'm going to go with some nail cleanser and a brush. And I just want to make sure that I have super straight lines going down the nail. Even though you tape it off, sometimes the nail polish gets under the tape. So I just want to make sure that I have crisp lines going down the nail. So after curing that, I'm going to take some of this chrome powder. And again, this varnished on top of it's now looking more white. It is looking super bright and shiny like a blade would be. So this is exactly what I was looking for, you guys. And I'm just going to continue this look right down the nail. And we'll move on to the next steps. After brushing off the excess, I'm going to use Madam Glam's top coat and just seal this in. And after curing that, I'm going to take this French tip sticker and I'm placing it just above the nail, the tip of the nail, the natural nail, because I want to over exaggerate where I want the glove to end. And again, apologies, these nails are so long that most of the stuff is out of frame. So I'm continuing with the spiced aged Sally Hansen Miracle Gel to paint that glove part on there. And then I'm going to go back in with more striping, with more clear tape. And I'm taping off the chrome part because where the rest of the nail is, I want to put some black gel paint. Again, I want to kind of black out the rest of the nails so that from far away or at a quick glance, it looks like that part of the nail is not even there. In this process, I definitely took my time with because I want the nails to be super straight. Or that chrome strip to be super straight. At the same time, I'm gauging how thick that line is. Should I make it thinner? Should I make it a little thicker? Because the black paint will kind of dictate that. So again, I'm just painting a thin layer of this black paint gel. And before I cure this, I'm going to remove the tape again and take my brush with some nail cleanser and clean up some of this black gel paint, because again, sometimes it'll get underneath the tape or the lines won't be super straight. And I just want to clean it up to make sure that everything looks nice and crisp. And then I'm going to be doing the other side. We're nearing the end of this design, you guys. It's really complicated and takes time, but it's pretty simple and straightforward. I'm going to be doing this same process on the remaining nails, and then I will let you know the next steps. So after I completed the 4 nails, I'm going to use my Born Pretty stamping polish, and I'm going to just dress up the glove part of this nail by using some orange, some red, and some yellow on there. And because I went a little extra with the sponge, I'm going to take my nail cleanser and just make sure that that chrome area is nice and clean. Because this is stamping gel, it's easy to remove, so no worries there. Now for the black spaces, I'm going to be covering that with some matte top coat. And for the glove spaces, I'm going to be using regular top coat. So I want the black to be nice and matte, so there's nothing shiny or glossy about it, so it's instantly just faded out into the background. And I want my glove and blade to be covered in the clear top coat, so it's nice and super shiny. It stands out against the black, and that's pretty much this design, you guys. And after I do all of this, I'm going to be nail cleansing it with a lint-free wipe, and we're going to be applying the cuticle oil right here. And it's pretty much done. Rubbing this in. Now, it's such a long, super long nail that I'm going to be showing you this coming in from the side. Look how nice and metal-like that is. And that glove color, it came out really super great. It's identical to Freddy Krueger's glove, and those blades just stick out. I'm going to try to do a close-up like I always do, but we'll see how that goes because I don't even think it's going to fit in the frame. But here is my Freddy Krueger hand. Thank you so much for watching. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And guys, because I totally stripped this hand, I won't have my regular videos this week. I'm going to be just pushing out shorts for you guys if you want to check them out. Again, I love these so much. I'm going to wear them for the week or two. If you want me to perform any everyday task, I'll make a short of it and post it. But anyways, join me next time. We have Night at the Improv, Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. See you then. Thanks. Bye.